Hello, everyone. Hello, Age Case.
Good evening. How you doing?
Are we live?
We are live.
Are we live? Yeah, we are.
That music makes me just want to go, hoo, ha, 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 ha. It's evil, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I did it last week because we was talking about religion, and I didn't want to put a religious song on, so I thought I'd put something like that, something dark instead. And here we are. And I was late this evening. Got back late, so I couldn't change the intro for this evening. Uh, so yeah. Next week, though, it will change next week. I won't have the same one up next week. So, yeah. How is everyone in the chat? Let's go through some names before we start this discussion about the truth
So put
movement.
one in the chat.
Yes,
Put
guys,
one.
instead of me scrolling all the way up and missing all the new messages, let's all put one in the chat if we bash the like button, and I'll give you a shout. So here we go. We've got some ones. Hello, Reese. Good
Yeah.
evening, mate. Is that a new Reese? Oh, no, it's the same Reese. Yeah. Hello, mate. How you doing? DeWitt, smash the one. Yes. How you doing? We've got Age in the chat as well. We've got Mrs. J. Big up, big up. Argument. All right, mate. Heard you're traveling with the van or the caravan. Oh, we got a 9 in the chat and a 3 from JD and Tokes. Big up, big up. We got channel 23. Yes. Yeah, hello to everyone. Hope everyone's okay. So yeah, another discussion this evening. Age 4 of this one, the truth movement. Why did you want to speak about discuss the truth movement this evening, Age?
I don't know. It
What?
seems to be coming like the COVID protests. That seems to be coming to the end of the cycle now. I'd say. So
End
it's
of the
been, I'd say,
cycle.
2.5 years. It's been since the start of COVID. And there's been all these protests and all that, and I think it's like coming to the end now. And I think tomorrow you got the debate on excess deaths in Parliament with Andrew Bridgen and all that shit going on, and
Oh yes, tomorrow
it
there's
seems like
going
that.
to
And then
be a crowd of people
it's moving
outside.
into a new phase, like with the Israel war and the net zero, getting to net zero emissions and all that. That'll be the next like protests, the next phase. I don't know.
But you're
15-minute
saying,
cities.
hold on, you're saying the um the COVID protests are dying down now. Is that what you're
Yeah, I'd
saying?
say that's the end of it now. Yeah.
You think so? There's another variant spreading now that they might
It's like an endemic, isn't it? It will always be with humanity, I think, but it won't be. It's just going to be like the flu in the background. But the pandemic, the 2.5 year pandemic is over, I would probably say. And what we're talking about tonight, the protest, is over. So
no, protests will never be over.
no.
So look, Mrs. J has put in the chat, COVID protests are over. Is that your opinion, Age?
Quite possibly, yeah. There'll be small movements in the background, but it's going to be it's going to
Lockdown
be
will
like
never
the
happen again.
net zero and all that stuff's going to be happening now. They're going to be the big protest.
The who protesters? Who are they going to be protest what?
I don't know, against stuff like ULEZ and the Green New Deal, limiting people moving about and buying certain things.
You know my take on the 15-minute cities, 5-minute cities, 10-minute cities. You know my take on that. Yeah, I think it's a good idea, but yeah, I think everyone's going in the direction that I'm headed. Just embracing the 15-minute cities. That's what you're saying. Is that why you think the protests are dying down? You're just accepting the
No, I don't
15
think they're dying down. I think they're just going to be changing into a new thing now. All of these protest movements will start changing into new groups, and like you've seen Just Stop Oil and all that like come onto the scene in the last year or two.
They will try for climate lockdowns, also promoting racial unrest via Gaza. Well, climate lockdowns. Well, oh, man. Don't know.
Social ID, like having an ID to use stuff like the internet, that will probably be coming.
Well, it's already here, isn't it? Tracking. You got it with the Amazon Fresh, the supermarket, where you just walk into the store, make sure you logged into your account while you're walking around in the store before you walk into the store. You scan your QR code and you go in, and it does everything for you. You just need to take the product off the shelf. That's how they track you. They already got it in our society. Um, uh, it can't be. We don't know. But
So
yeah.
what are the options? I've shared the screen. I'll share the
Yes.
options, or what we're talking about, I suppose. Government intelligence agencies, corporate governance, and censorship. That was a big part of what's been going on, not just during COVID, but years before that. The truth movement and protesters, there's always like some form of protesting going on, and they've always been infiltrated by the Met and intelligence agencies. Stardog. Everyone put a love in for Stardog. Free
Yeah.
rider in the chat.
Well, I want to talk about the lockdown process from 2020 to 2022, but that's at the very last. So, government intelligence agencies. Who are they? Is it like the CIA, MI6, MI5, undercover operations? Do they is there proof that there's like undercover operatives at these truther movement
Can't really say there's proof, but
at these protests, like infiltrating?
why would they not? Why would the police not want to be involved in these sort of things and to know what's going on in grass, what they called grass movements or
Grass movements, yeah.
yeah. But I'd say this is the government intelligence agency. They got a new thing called the National Cyber Force. And the 13th signals as well. And what they do is they're the kind of people that will mingle in amongst online crowds. And then you have places like Speaker's Corner. You'll have Met officers that'll go down there and mingle in with the crowds just to keep an eye on it all. And
at Speaker's Corner, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. They found suspected terrorists down there a number of times. There was a guy that planned loads of bombs across London, and they found him because of the things that he was saying down Speaker's Corner.
Really? I'm gonna go
Yeah,
there.
definitely. This is a well-known fact. Well, it's you don't know who they are, but there's definitely coppers down there, listening in, and they've probably even got like technology to listen in on the conversations down there, because it's kind of like it's a place where a lot of extremists would go and talk.
Wow. Well, I'm going there on Sunday. I'm off from work this week, so I'm going to head down to Speaker's Corner this Sunday. Is it the first Sunday since the war broke out over on that other side of the planet?
It would have been last week, I think.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it'd definitely be heated down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there this Sunday and live stream Speaker's Corner. So I'll be there, guys, probably around 3 o'clock to around whatever time. As long as if it gets boring, then I'll end the stream a bit earlier. If not, then I'll keep it going. But around 2-3 o'clock, I'll live stream the Speaker's Corner Sunday. This Sunday, guys. Well, yeah, but I will look out for these so-called grassroots
movement.
What do you call them? Undercover agents.
It seems like at the start of all these protests, you had people like Kate Shimarani. They seemed to be getting all of the like airtime and the clicks and the likes, and all of their videos were getting shared around. And whereas like some other people who were sharing information, it was just getting shadow banned or their accounts were getting deleted.
Right.
Same with Mark Steele. It seemed like at the start of COVID, a lot of false information was put out there on purpose to, I don't know, attract the truth movement into different directions. All these people would be like thinking of different things were happening. So then it divides the whole community up into different camps. Like some of people believe COVID doesn't exist. Some people believe it's a bioweapon. Some people believe it's natural, blah, blah, blah. So that's already divided the people up.
Yeah.
Because if, like, I don't know, if you got all this information, like say 5G, for instance, was going around during the start of COVID, and it was blocking all of the decent information that everyone should have been sharing, really, or all the good information wasn't getting to the top of the sort of place where, you know, where everyone can see it,
Right.
the algorithms sort of thing.
Yeah, I was censored as well. I was
Yeah,
trying
most
to
people
do
were.
I was trying to do everything to get onto the algorithm. Like this is where the one bashing the one and liking the button and putting one in the chat for the algorithm. Yeah, because they were
Yeah,
just censoring left, right, and center. Luckily I didn't get closed down. I was striked. I've been striked twice on YouTube. 180 days on the sidelines altogether because of
yeah.
censorship.
That's it. If you're not following the narrative, I suppose you can get censored.
Yeah,
Shadow banned for over 10 years. I think
that's
most of us have.
yeah, that's what I am now. I'm shadow banned. Like on my last video, I got over 9,000 subscribers, yeah. And on my last video, I've only got 83 views.
Yeah.
No, it's a joke. My own videos aren't even being advertised to my subscribers.
Depends what you're talking about. But if you're talking about fluffy cats, you'll get loads of views, I suppose.
The video's not even monetized, so it shouldn't matter who it gets promoted, who gets shown to, you know. There's no advertisers.
I suppose it's like the USA, they control a lot of the soft power, as well as all the big media corporations, sort of like as Google and YouTube and Facebook.
Twitter as well. You hear Elon Musk fire like 80%, let go 80% of the people there because they were all there for that censorship,
Yeah.
working 24/7 to deal with the censorship.
And he's constantly getting like warnings from the EU to censor people for certain subjects as well.
Yes. Age, do you want to stick the link out in the chat?
Yeah, we'll do.
Get someone on and get their opinion about maybe the lockdown protests if you were in London, or not just London, but what are we specifically talking about? London protests or is it around the
Well, that's
world?
where they were all centered, weren't they? There was a few in Birmingham and Glasgow and Manchester, maybe Newcastle, Brighton. There was a few. Bristol, probably. But it was mainly London, wasn't it?
Well, I went to all the London protests because I just said I was gonna record in London, so I didn't go out.
Yeah, you live there as well, isn't it? So
Yeah, and I
why
live
would you
here.
not?
Yeah,
I'd probably do the same if I lived in London. I would have gone to the protest.
yeah.
It
Hello,
seemed like
Society X.
maybe the first lockdown protest was good in a way because it showed people that you could protest during the lockdown, and it kind of got everyone together. But from that moment on, it seemed like everyone went into about 20 different directions of like who to follow and who to align with. And
Yeah, everybody wanted to take the lead. I see that as well. Now, see, you bring up all of this stuff, yeah. If you bring up anything from the London protests, I'm sure I was there, you know.
yeah, yeah, we should have a look through some of the protests as well in a bit if you want.
Yeah,
Get
we
some
will. We will.
videos.
Yeah. Um,
The Surge and Rapid Response Unit, which that was set up just before COVID, was set up by the Cabinet Office. I think it was obviously a Conservative Cabinet Office. They like, whenever something big happens, like say for instance 10 days ago with the Israeli thing happening, what they would do is they'd have loads of agents come online and get involved in discussions, and they'd try and I don't know what you'd call the word, quell and watch
yeah.
and
Um,
analyze the whole situation, and then they'd respond, what to do from that moment on. And so then it doesn't cause riots. I don't know, there's loads of little reasons why they'd have a response unit like that in the art. It's like in the army, part of the army and the government.
um, DeWitt says the majority of the 80% were dealing with ad revenue. That could be true, but I think I'm right.
What's that?
They were dealing with the censorship 24/7, 7 days a week. They needed that many people because of the holidays and people going sick, and how many people there is using Twitter at the time.
But then I find with ad revenues, it's all about allegiances and alliances. Like for instance, I'm bringing up the Israel thing again. It seems like there's companies that are invested in certain people because they're support of Israel, and then there's some companies that are invested in people because they're supporting Palestine, blah blah blah, and then there's people that are getting cancelled and their contracts cancelled because they supported Hamas or whatever, or they said a little comment on their tweet. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's about ad revenue definitely, but they can control like the narrative within those ad revenues and who gets paid
Sure.
more, and lobbying to governments as well. That's the big thing about the US and the UK governments, is they're just lobbying vessels for people to put money in and lobby the government in a certain way.
It's JD. Exactly. I didn't know how to put it into words. They steer the narratives. Exactly. Yes, they steer the narratives, you know. Like what they do on YouTube, you know. They sit around and create a narrative, and they will just lie under their skin and they don't care. You know, it's a lie. It's just a narrative. You know, yeah. That's how people create dramas on YouTube. They just start a little narrative. They could be some sort of agency as well, uh, on working behind the scenes on YouTube.
It's mad because it seems like they got everyone onto YouTube a couple of years before COVID started. It's like they wanted everyone there, or roundabouts. Some
Yeah,
people stayed on Facebook and stuff, but for a couple of years, YouTube was the place to be, wasn't it? Where a lot of people were, and a lot of information was getting shared. And
like JD, they steer the narratives. You know, a channel reminds me of a channel during lockdown. You know, the John Overkill channel. He was steering the narrative, saying this person is like that, this person is an actor, this person is a protest infiltrator. He was also calling me an actor, and he got that wrong. You know, if he didn't mess around and he actually focused on what it was actually supposed to do, and pick out the infiltrators and pick out the actors, instead he just messed around. You know, if he didn't mess around, he could have done. He could have probably done something. Uh,
yeah, I kind of get what he was doing at the start, though. He kind of had it right at the start, where he was picking out certain individuals that were just pointlessly doing things that was wasting a lot of people's time, and people were just walking around London purposely. He did raise that point, but then it got a bit like a bit of a echo chamber, and if you didn't follow the narrative within that echo chamber, you were cast out, and a lot, people would
yeah,
come down on you and call you names and all this sort of shit.
yeah. That was the downside to John Overkill. I think that was the downfall of his channel. You know, nobody trusted him anymore. Yes, okay. Yes, okay, what you were doing, you can't trust anyone. Okay, fair enough. But the way he did it, you know, or the way couldn't trust anyone, uh, was his downfall.
Or was there a number of people like him within this circle of truth movement, you know what I mean, that were doing the same sort of thing, which kind of in turn it like breaks down the community into little it compartmentalizes everything into smaller groups so that it's not one big movement,
Right.
maybe.
Mm, maybe.
Because like JD just said, they lure you in and then gatekeep you. Yeah, a lot of communities, a lot of different people, and a lot with different views and ideas and opinions. That a lot of people do that. They lure you in and gatekeep you. I suppose they're making money out of their little community, or I don't know, many reasons. But
Well, exactly, you know. Um, JD, again, exactly. They lure you in, then gatekeep you and keep you at certain level and hold you back from progressing. Exactly like me. When I got involved with John Overkill, yeah, I thought, okay, maybe he's onto something. He got me on the idea that there could be police involvement with the protests. Because before nobody brought it up before that with me at the protests. I was thinking it. I was seeing it at the protests. I was at all of these protests, and I thought something. Sometimes I thought something looked dodgy at the protests, and the person leading the protest um, was dodgy. Um, Not so much a Kate Shimirani or one of the speakers, uh, or this what's her name,
Like
South
you're
African.
talking about like the people with the megaphone saying, like, let's walk down this road now, sort of
Yeah,
thing. One of them
exactly,
sort of people. Yeah, I know
exactly.
what you mean.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like the organizers of the event sort of thing. And
yeah. Well, not the speakers. Um, the one below the speaker, the one that shouts at the protesters this way, that way, stop here, says a few things. Yeah, what you said exactly with the megaphone. Yeah, they look dodgy. And sometimes, at the protest, the Hyde Park protest, where it was the police versus the protesters, a lot of the frontliners that were involved with the clash between the police, they looked dodgy as well in the protest.
yeah,
The undercover agents creating a narrative with the clash with the police. So if they go in, then maybe the person behind that's there on his own might see the undercover copper hitting the policeman, uh, and then that will probably get him to hit as well. And then there we go, an arrest right there or something.
or someone from like I don't know ITV captures it on camera,
Exactly. A
and then
narrative,
they do a little 2 minute
television.
slot
Yeah.
at 11 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever that no one really watches.
While you're there watching the arrest, there's actually someone behind you recording on for TV, creating a narrative.
Oh, I think at the start they called them like far, like it was far right anti-vaxxers, and then they became like anti-lockdown, anti-vaxxers sort of thing. They couldn't really use the far right claim with it anymore.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? All right.
Like right at the start, I remember some of the newspapers were spinning it as like it's a far right sort of the far right anti-vaxxers and anti-lockdown protesters, and they
All
were
right.
saying that people from like all of the what they called, do you know, like the illegal immigrants coming in, and you used to have people at Dover like filming them and protesting. They're saying that all of them sort of people came straight over into the movement of the anti-lockdowners, and
Really?
it was all mishmashing.
Wow.
I remember the first protest was in April. There was 2
Yeah.
lockdown protests. One was in Glastonbury and one was in London.
Do you want to bring up the? You showed me today. I didn't even know, and you showed me today. There's a Wikipedia page
Yeah.
with all the lockdown COVID protests in London or around the world. Was that all around London or was that around the world?
Just the UK.
Just the UK. Wow.
Yeah. Here we go. I've shared it now. You see it? April, 20th of April. And then it sort of started in London in May. 20 people outside New Scotland Yard. 40 to 50 people Lambeth Walk. Yeah, I remember it was Jada Franson and all that, like Britain First. They were all sort of involved within the first lockdown, anti-lockdowns, and then they
Really?
sort of, you didn't really see him after that. It was really weird. I didn't get it. You saw him once or twice, and then they just sort of disappeared.
They were probably there to if the lockdown protests have been compromised, then then probably would have started off like that then. Um, the those kinds of protesters will start it first, a little thing, and promote it on their telegrams and whatnot. That this happened today, a lockdown protest with these guys. Why don't you come on the next one? You know, and then they'll come on the next one, and then they'll be like, "Oh yeah, these person said they'll come, and they came, so they could be trusted to come to the next one." So then even more people come to the next one, um, but they don't show up, you know, and then it just gets promoted from there onwards. And
It's what happens behind closed doors, and when the protests are not happening with all these people, you don't know what they're doing with all these little, like, GoFundMe accounts and PayPal accounts and trying to raise money for this and for that, and
right.
like there's so many like of these little campaigns and movements going on.
Here's Corbyn with his yellow box all the time.
Yeah, you just don't know who to trust, who's transparent enough, who's like an agent, who's just doing it to get a little bit famous. I'm sure there will be like true genuine people out there who are like were fighting for the cause, but it seemed like people like Mark Steele and Kate Shimarani got the limelight when they shouldn't have, really. Just because they were the biggest sort of conspiracy theorists at the time, maybe, or they had the most clout on YouTube or followers. And August 2020, more than 30 protests across the UK took place in support of the National Health Service. Thousands gathered at Trafalgar Square on the 29th of August as Unite for Freedom movement protests against lockdown restrictions and mandatory vaccines. And that included Kate Shimarani, Piers Corbyn, David Icke. All the heads were there.
What for the NHS? No, for the lockdown.
No, that was for the lockdown, yeah.
I was there at the first protest that Piers Corbyn spoke at outside Downing Street. I was there the first one, and I'm like,
May the 16th.
Yeah, something like that exactly. And
It's 2.5 years ago, man. Wow.
yeah, that's the video stream I got striked on. Yeah. So I don't have that available on my channel because I was striked on it, and the video gets taken down also. But yeah, he was speaking there. I'm like, who is this guy? And then I see him at every other protest, and now I remember all of his slogans: resist, defy, do not comply. He's always saying that now.
Yeah. Richard Tice, or chairman of the Brexit Party. I remember he got involved and did a few little protests. Big one in Bournemouth. I kind of remember that one. 2021. I think that's when they were at their peak in 2021 during the summer. That's when they were quite big ones. You know, the ones like I think where you was in the middle of Hyde Park and there was just loads of like charging police against the protesters.
Oh yeah, there was two clashes in Hyde Park, and a few clashes in Parliament Square also during the lockdown. But if you go back on my live streams, I've got a few protests where you can see while I'm streaming and just filming protesters walking down like Oxford Circus, Oxford Street. Police are ready on the side on the pavements while protesters in the middle, and there's police in riot gear. Is it riot gear? Yeah, riot gear and shields, all standing in line. It's like a war zone. Look like a war zone.
There was a split in part of the UK auditing community between Tyrant Finder, who wanted to audit protest immigrant centres, and the three wanted to audit the police and prisons. Yeah. And then probably the people that were filming the protest, they probably got a lot more streaming in the end, didn't they? And then a lot of the auditors started filming the protests, I suppose.
Was it? I don't know.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I think it was. Tyrant Finder went to a protest in Dover, and the auditing community didn't like that. So they complained to Tyrant Finder and said, Tyrant Finder, we don't like what you're doing. We're going to protest for going to protest in Dover. No more auditing for you. No more auditing community for you. But now look, they're all talking about immigration.
Yeah. Yeah. Big topic. There's going to be a lot of them protests coming soon as well.
Oh yeah, I say, this is going off topic now, but any illegals coming in, if you don't come in the legal way and you want to come in the illegal way, then you gotta have a chip in your brain, implanted in your brain. Yeah. If you want to come in illegally, if you want to come in legally, you don't have to have a chip or any of that sort of stuff, implants. But if you come in the illegally way, yes, you gotta have the chips and implants and all sorts in the brain, especially. Maybe in the hand as well.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Where else were we? Where are we now? Corporate governance, censorship, done all that, I think. We could do all that, just delve into that, I suppose. That's long though. The truth movement. I'll share the picture here, so of some of the people involved in the truth movement. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's a lot more.
Oh yeah, so all of these guys that you see in these pictures, I have seen at the protests.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen all of them at the protests.
Piers Corbyn, Simon Dolan. I don't know if he was at protests, but he paid for some of them.
What can you zoom down into the picture and I can identify them. Or
Piers
let's see if I see.
Corbyn, Simon Dolan, exiles of Stand Up X, Louise Creffield of Save Our Rights, Fiona Hine, she's part of, well, a number of things. Trust Freedom, World Council for Health, Covey Leaks, Kate Shimarani, Mark Steele, David Icke, and then you had that guy who did the Light newspaper. Apparently he's a bit weird. Mark Sexton, Sasha Stone, there's loads of them. I could have named more, but I don't know. David Curtin.
Fiona Hines. That's the lady that was confronted at the last protest that she supposedly organized.
Yeah.
Freedom protest. I was at that protest. That protest is still up. But I wasn't at the front of the protest. I was at the back of the protest, recording the numbers. You know. But yeah. So she was there protesting and leading the protest, and Tyrant Finder was there in London, and he thought he'd get his camera out and just confront her about maybe being an undercover agent at these protests. Why do you think Tyrant Finder thinks that she's an undercover agent?
Well, I don't know. I've noticed he asks her questions and she just totally blanks him or tells him oh, shut up, or they start shouting at him down the megaphone. And when someone does that, it's like, but I don't know. They're supposed to be the truth movement. They're supposed to sort of what she should be answering his questions, I suppose, or like you said, why are you just leading people around London? You know, what's your next plan? What's the next part of it? We're just going to keep doing this forever, what, you know? And she was just telling him to go away. Like, you're just, you know, you're a bully. Stop being a bully.
Right. If I was to answer the same questions, you know, I've attended all of these London protests, and at the start, I thought, yeah, maybe something was going to happen, maybe some sort of revolution or something, or the people were gonna do something, and there was something gonna happen. You know, something was going to happen. That's what I thought at the start of the protest, but it didn't. Like you said, all these other organizers came about. Um, Fiona, the other guy, Stand Up X, this lady Louise, Say About Rights, they all came along at the same time, fighting for leadership, and nobody knew where to go because of that. And and this was the reason why the public didn't do nothing uh, during the lockdown, and the protests weren't efficient.
Like the first the first big protest at Trafalgar Square with the screen, and I think you had David Icke and Kate Shimarani, and they were all there. It just seemed like there were so many different opinions or sort of views of what it was. So there wasn't like no one could agree upon one sort of set thing, and there wasn't like a really a leadership. Someone saying, you know, that we're gonna set up a leadership of the truth movement or whatever and oppose the government. There was just like 20 or 30 or maybe more sort of little groups and subcultures and whatever that were sort of doing their own little thing. Maybe the police did that on purpose, or the government, or it'd
I
be
don't
quite hard
know.
to set up one big
There's a
movement.
lot of questions. A lot of questions need to be answered. Um,
Like the last time the UK had um, a massive protest where, you know, there was 1 million people plus whatever, and everyone almost everyone agreed upon was the Iraq War, and there was like so many people there in London, and nothing's ever happened since that moment. I think the police and the agencies and all that, they kind of lost control and lost the narrative during that day. And yeah,
and then you're
and
saying
the
they're
let
reading
and Tony
the
Blair and all that walked away scot-free, basically.
right.
Nothing was ever done. They went to war.
Regards to the lockdown protests, the numbers were there. You know, I think one time it hit like 1 million people, 2 million people, three
You
million
reckon?
people. Yeah. I have to find it on a. I think I might have it. I don't know. Um, but I'm sure because I was at the front of the protest, and I waited until the whole protest went past me, and it took over half an hour for the protest to go past me.
Yeah.
Um,
I
so
do remember one or two of them, but I doubt it would have been 1 million. Maybe 20 or 30,000, maybe. I'm not sure,
no,
but
no, no, no.
you sure?
If it takes half an hour to walk past me, Oxford Circus, you know, a
Maybe.
protest, it's more than 100,000, more than 250,000, 500,000. Imagine there was a leader then when the numbers were high, at the height of the lockdown. Imagine there was a great leader there that can lead the people, just one organization that can lead the people and show them why the lockdowners are there. But it was a sham, innit? People were fighting for it, like
People taking cash bribes by
exactly.
like undercover
Well,
YouTubers, taking the piss sort of thing. That's the kind of leaders you don't need in because
Tyrant Thunder.
the opposition of the government, which is Labour, they weren't gonna fight. I don't know the lockdowns, were they?
Tyrant
Or
Thunder says, "Hello all. I seen that no one really wanted change just to make money."
yeah, to get likes and views and get a bit up the ranks and buy yourself a nice laptop and shit like that. That's what I saw a lot of them were doing. It wasn't just London. It was Liverpool, Manchester, and a few other massive ones too. Yeah, I suppose on one day there was 1 million, maybe across the whole country.
Look, Rene Cruz is right. People need to lead themselves to freedom. They need to have a freedom mindset. Yes, this is the problem. But at a protest, you need a leader. You need a leader to guide the mass. You know, tell half the quarter of the crowd to go this way, a crowd to go that way, quarter of the crowd to stay with you, and quarter of the crowd to go front of you. You know?
There was nothing. It was just a meet-up, I suppose, of people that wanted to defy the lockdown measures or whatever they were called, laws. Where I don't know if it was like if it was a genuine, if they were genuinely like fighting the opposition or the corruption or whatever, they would have been targeting Pfizer offices and government offices, and I don't know, it would have got a bit more than just walking around London.
Yeah. See, at the start, there was no leader at the start. When I first started streaming,
It still isn't really.
There was no leader. Yeah, there was no leader. It was just a poster saying protest, lockdown protest, meet there now. And we would meet there. But the first organizers that were protesting that didn't really have like some sort of a leader at the start was Stand Up X. They had these little guys leading the protest, you know. There weren't really much of a speaker yet at the start.
And I suppose that's how you build a community, is by speakers coming along, and then someone will say something that a lot of people like, and then they say, what's your YouTube and your Instagram and your Twitter and all that, and then they grow, and that's how movements grow, I suppose, naturally. But when you've got dumbasses like Mark Steele headlining the first few like big protests, that's when you think, well, how the fuck did, you know what I mean? It all seemed a bit sketchy to me. Making the opposition to the government and the truth movement look silly and just conspiracy theorists and
right.
Oh look, they're mixing 5G. They're saying that COVID is caused by 5G, and then that will get like, it's like shit. It sticks and it stinks. Do you know what I mean? They're doing the same thing. They're just making the truth movement look shit.
Yeah.
By doing little things like that.
Yeah, that's the fake news. Nobody should be listening to fake news, you know. 5G is the way forward. 5G doesn't cause any severe side effects. Just like a normal radio wave side effect, that's what 5G has, you know, the same as 4G, 3G, 2G, and 1G, whatever. They're all the same, just better signal. So don't worry about it, guys. People are...
But yeah, I don't know. It was a totally different subject. I don't know how 5G was a massive thing during the start of COVID.
Yeah. Well,
Because I remember just as the lockdown started, people were going around and like smashing. What were they doing? They were smashing fucking 5G towers and burning them, and
oh really?
yeah,
Really?
yeah,
They're burning down 5G towers?
yeah,
What?
yeah. It was like a few months. There was like a big thing, weren't there, where people were going around burning 5G towers because people like Mark Steele
So Mark
and
still.
and then they were saying conspiracy theories like COVID was only spreading when 5G was turned on and
Oh wow.
stuff like that. That was getting spread around. Some, yeah.
All the when you say conspiracy theorists, I see the what do you call it? The armchair activists. That's what I see as conspiracy theorists, the armchair activists. They sit on their laptops and PCs all day in front of their screens and just tapping away on the keyboard, you know.
And that doesn't mean that like 5G isn't sketchy. And I personally believe 5G is going to be used for intelligence purposes. It has nothing to do with COVID or like making people feel sick or birds dying or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I think
And
5G
did you
is
see the trees as well?
more to help intelligence and to what I mean, speed up how they can track data and move vast amount of data across the world and shit. That's what 5G is all about. It's a lot more deeper than it being COVID.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're gonna need well, we obviously heading into the future, and you know, if there's 8 billion people already on the planet, in another 100 years' time, that number might double. So we're gonna have 16 billion people in the world. So we're gonna need more satellites and more stronger signals, you know. So we can understand about why 5G technology, we need 5G technology because there's going to be more people, more usage, more signals running around. You know, we're going to need the better technology and the faster service.
5G face recognition blanket network, like Tyrant Fighter said, that's another thing they'll use it for. Face recognition. Make that a lot easier and quicker.
Well, not just that, well, yeah, well, that as well. Yeah. Track your face quicker. Find out where your face has been, um, what day, time, exact time, location, which camera it was, what street you was on, how many, yeah, goes on and on.
Yeah. There's two countries in the world I'd say that have the most advanced like 5G networks and um, like face recognition and sort of biometric systems, and that's China and Palestine. And you're like, why? Why Palestine? Because they've been tracking Palestinians for years now, like the Israelis. That's where a lot of these um, internet systems and security systems are built in Israel.
My age old, my age old. There are more towers than ever, and your signal hasn't turned better. Think about it. Um, if you get the best deal on the internet provider or whatever provider, If you get the best still, yeah, my AJO, if you get the best still, you have the best signal. Try it and then tell me.
I think most people are still on the 4G network.
Yeah.
And 3G or whenever. But yeah, that's probably one of the things that's good for the intelligence networks is there's so many things going on that they're just mishmashing it all into one big like movement. You know, you got the anti-5G lot, you got the anti-COVID lot, it just goes on and on. There's so many different like areas and people protesting certain different things, anti-war movements and
What's PNC stand for?
the what?
What does the PNC stand for?
PNC.
Public National Center. I don't know.
It's all down to your digital footprints, data mining, yeah, access to PNC. I don't know what PNC is.
Police National Computer. Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah, data's big money now.
oh yeah. I know a few guys from my secondary. Uh, heard they've gone into the cyber business now, cyber security, and all three of them that I know from secondary are getting over 100 grand.
Oosh. Yeah, cybersecurity. It's
So
massive now because
they're in
everyone's
the
on the
top
internet.
1%. Tyrant Finder says you have to look at yourself as three people now: your legal fiction, your real self, and then your digital self. Yeah. Imagine soon. It always comes down to AI. Um, imagine they're using AI now to sensitize everything. Um,
Yeah,
use
they don't need humans to do it then.
yeah. You use a certain word so many times, it's gonna flag up on their system, you know. And the AI is gonna be like, right, let's see what it said, and it will take all your information, all the words that you've said, all the comments that you've commented, all the words that you've used on your channel. It will take that in, and it will see what it said. And if it's deemed misinformation, then you're striked, warned, or shut down.
So if we could go back to say March 2020, what would you do differently? What what could you change? Like,
Um,
let's just say like you're the first person on the stage, man, at Trafalgar Square. Local experimentalist. What would you say, man? Like, what would you do to change the
What?
whole movement?
How many people was there? Because it depends about how many people was
Oh,
there.
there's a few thousand maybe at the
So
first
there'll be
one.
what, 20,000 people, 25,000.
Yeah, I suppose let's just say that.
Okay, so there's 25,000, 5,000 people was standing outside Trafalgar Square, and what I'm there, what on the stage.
Yeah,
So
and you
I'm
got to
there.
remember, there's so many people with so many different opinions, and you got to try and like capture a whole movement.
Then
But what? But at the same time, like respecting everyone's opinions, I suppose.
let me put the disclaimer up first.
And the StreamYard link is pinned at the top if anyone wants to join. It's been there a
Yeah,
while, I think.
it is pinned. Yes, anyone can join. That's why it's there. So I'm at center stage in front of 25,000 protesters.
Yeah, and it's like May 2020. Lockdown's been going on for 2 months now.
So lockdown's been going on for 2 months, and everybody's out protesting. Um,
And you're the first speaker. David Icke's on after you.
and I'm the first speaker. David Icke's
Yeah.
after me. Wow. Okay. So I have to get the crowd going now. I'll be like, go home, because there's nothing you can do about what is going on. The government is the government. They ain't gonna listen to you. Just go home. Don't waste your time.
That's a good one actually. I actually think that's a good one.
Because if I knew, are you
I
saying
don't
to
know
me,
though.
well, are you saying to me, I would have known what the future would have looked like?
Yeah, definitely. All right. Yeah, that's part of it as well. You know
Yeah,
what's happened. You know what's going to happen 2-3 years in the future.
yeah. I'll be like, go
But
home,
if
guys.
you could change it so it'd be better, like I don't know, instead of saying go home, like how could we set up a movement quick so that it can't be infiltrated? There's no sort of money involved. I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? It's a real hard thing to do.
However, if there was if there was 250,000 people there, and not just 25,000, no, not 250. If there was 2.5 million people there, and I was center stage, I would be like, right, guys, it's time to fight.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'll be like, right, the first, let's all stand in lines, and then the first 100 lines will march to this location, and then split the 2.5 million people up into groups, and then we can deal, and then we
Target
can, yeah, exactly, and
target
then
certain areas and institutions
no,
and
no, no, well,
government buildings.
comes afterwards. That comes afterwards. But once you group up the whole gang, once you group them up, it's easier to control them. Yes. And then you got a leader, and you got its team, its cabinet, 2 or 3 guys just telling me, local, I think it's best if we go here first, and then if we go there, you know. Yes.
All with non-violence. Everyone would have to like make a pact that they wouldn't be violent, even if the police were trying to be violent. That's a hard one though, because then you get the police trying to be violent towards you, and then the crowd gets sucked in, and
Yeah, I'll be like a captain of a ship, you know, the commander, and tell everybody, go here and go there, and you create this and you get that ready, and you get the t-shirts ready and all of this stuff, and color coded blue team, red team, yellow team, orange team. It would be cool, man. But yeah, I think the world's gone down. The protests, like you said, the protests are dying down now. Um,
And there's a new set of protests coming, like, for different reasons. That's what I reckon.
oi, oi, big up, Mickey Mouse, with a super chat there. Do I have any super chat? I have to create a super chat video for super chatters, or little jingle. So thank you, Mickey Mouse, for the super chat. And he says, for some bread cakes, local. Yes. The pigeons will be happy, and the ducks at the park will be happy, and the horses by the lake, they'll be happy with their carrots and apples. Yeah, cheers, man. Mickey Mouse, the legend. Property damage is considered violence to some. Well, we're not got well, you can have peaceful protests. You can have peaceful protests and how can I put it now? I don't want to be shut down. This is the problem now with censorship of oh man.
I think they've dropped all the COVID censorships and shit now, haven't they?
Yeah, no, but this ain't COVID. This is protests and how you'd lead a protest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to be don't want to say the words just to flag up just in case.
I mean,
Maybe
right now, I doubt you'd be able to set up a protest, a pro-Palestinian protest legally. I don't think the police would allow that.
a pro-Palestinian protest.
Yeah.
Why would I want to do that for? Or
No, but there will be a lot of people in London that will want to do that.
Or why would I
And
want to
even
do it in
pro-Israel rallies, I don't think they'd allow at the minute because they're just happening anyway. People are just doing it illegally. Like you saw the other night, there was loads. I think it was Saturday night. There was loads of people in London, and it all kicked off a little bit.
What is a truther movement? I looked it up on YouTube, and it just keeps popping up conspiracy theorists.
I'd say a lot of people, I don't know, are conspiracy theorists. In the truth movement, I don't know, I suppose it's like a subculture that people want to get involved in to fight the corruption in the world, I suppose. And within the truth movement, you got grifters that are like putting out bullshit information. You've got agents doing the same. Then you've got people that genuinely and passionately believe in something, so they'll put it out as they believe it's real when it's probably not, or I don't know. I'm sure
Yeah,
we've all done it.
like Donald Trump says, fake news.
And like we were saying at the start of like this live about controlling the narrative, the governments like to control the narrative about what the majority of people see.
Yeah, steer the narrative, like
That's
JB
why
said.
we were we were saying there could be instigators and within the protest, like police instigators that will start a sort of fight with the police, and then there'll be an ITV camera there that will film it, and then later on that evening it will talk about the far right anti-lockdowners or anti-vaxxers, and then they'll do a little piece on it. And
See,
then
I
the
don't
majority of
understand
people
it.
that watch the news, they'll get an imprint of what anti-vaxxers and all that are like. They're these nasty, violent people that fight on the street of London because I saw it on the news.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, there weren't many. Well, I attended over 300. Well, out of the 350, 333 protests that I've attended. Uh, JD.
333.
Yeah, 333. I think it's 334 now. Um, but out of them, like 250 of them was lockdown protests. Um, I don't know, man.
Yeah, maybe.
Confusing. Nothing really happened, man, with these protests. I think you're right. I think they are just dying down now, and that's why there's no numbers at these ULEZ protests. Um, there was a few. Can you uh, the um the truth movement? Are they do they work with the child services like the drag story times and all of that stuff? Are they protesting against that sort of stuff? The truth movement.
I don't know. I suppose, yeah. There'll be some people. There isn't like it isn't like a set thing where you've got to believe in certain things to be a part of the truth movement. It's just like a broad range of people that believe in certain things. Like, I believe they're just called researchers. Like, we're all just researching instead of just like accepting what the BBC says on the 10 o'clock news or whatever. We've got bored of all that shit. We want to like go and find the actual truth for ourselves.
Interesting, man. Hello, Age, are you there?
Hello, hello.
I
Yeah,
thought
I'm
I
still
lost
there.
you. I thought we lost you.
And every year you look at like the numbers of people that still have a TV license, that's going down and down and down every year because people are getting subscriptions of
Well, I
better
heard that
channels and shit.
their leases. I heard something about the BBC. Their license is running out, so they can't charge people in the next few years. I heard something
Probably,
like
yeah. And they'll have to go to a subscription service, and if it survives, then I don't know. Maybe. I think it could probably be better. Like it used to be really good, the BBC with documentaries and stuff years ago, but now it's just shit. Maybe it going subscription would make it a bit better. I don't know, but
Resi Trubot says the truth movement's purpose is to keep moving the truth whenever anyone gets near it.
Yeah.
Keep moving the truth. So, like JD said, steer the narrative.
Imagine paying for propaganda. Yeah.
That's it. That's what they do. These government intelligence agencies. That's what they do. You know, they infiltrate the movements. You know, to get people off the truth, to lie to them, to get them to believe a lie. And then you're gonna look silly 10 years down the line when everything's going on, and you'll be like, oh, I protested for this, and now look, I have to do it. I protested for no chips in the hand, and now look, I've got a chip in my hand. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's going to be. People are going to realize, oh shit, I've been tricked into believing a lie. Hello, God bless the UK.
God bless.
Truther is just a label. Folks like labeling folks. What is a truther, Shawnee, in your eyes then? BBC will not say sorry for backing terrorists, says Mickey Mouse. 123.
Yeah, that would probably piss a lot of people off. I'm sure a lot of people have cancelled their license over that.
Imagine paying for propaganda. Exactly.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what you said, Age.
Yeah.
There is no English people at the BBC. Are they all foreigners? Are they all illegal immigrants? Is that where they go? Is that where they go? To the BBC.
I think everyone has their own propaganda to a certain extent. But some more than others. Some, I don't know. Some is more popular than others.
The people that pay taxes are the keeping the prison we are in. Are the upkeeping. Facts don't change. People simply lie about what the facts are.
I think the truth movement came out of the 9/11 sort of thing, didn't it? Maybe.
What is it with the race? There are no Anglo Saxons Celts at the BBC. What's that? Where's that conspiracy theory?
God knows. I'm sure there is, but
Someone hoping to find some truths, like you said, a researcher. A truther is a tinfoil hat or conspiracy theorist. A tinfoil hat? Why do you need to wear tinfoil? What's a tinfoil gonna do that? They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna stop a laser from hitting your head. A truther is a conspiracy theorist by another name. Head of religion is a Muslim guy. Head of religion. What do you mean the head of religion? Do you know what it means, H?
Head of religion is a Muslim guy. I don't know. Use the tinfoil hats to protect from EMFs. That's probably where it come from. I think it was like a 90s thing, wasn't it? Maybe 90s, 2000 thing. Just as the internet was getting started up, like tinfoil hatters were the ones that were, they said they were protecting themselves from the EMF radio waves and all that. And maybe it, I don't know, it's just been used to put down people that look into things, maybe. I don't know.
Let's look at some grifters. You said grifters. What did you mean by grifters at protests?
Grifters are like, I don't know, people that make quite a bit of money really quick at certain events, and then they're like selling their t-shirts, and they've got little PayPal accounts and whatever.
Oh, like
Just for talking about certain things that could either be true or they're false.
all right. Yeah, no,
I mean,
I was just showcasing the protests,
yeah,
content part of the for the channel, you know. My objective is to reach 10,000 subscribers, no matter how I do it. I'm not gonna obviously put out fake news. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that. I won't do that. Put out some sort of lie. Anything to get 10,000 subscribers is the ambition on YouTube. Then I can tick a bucket list, 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yeah, because before the protest, I was with Danny Shine, you know. Before the pandemic, I was with Danny Shine.
yeah.
Before the pandemic, so before all the protests, I still had like 2,000 subscribers before the pandemic.
Like, I can't even remember who it was. I think it was one of Mohammed Shafiq's videos. He was mentioning there's a guy that there's probably a lot of them. They'll say there's like a court date, so then they'll get loads of like GoFundMe accounts or whatever accounts set up, and then all these people will pour loads of money into these accounts, and then there won't even be a court date, or it wasn't even a court date in the first place. It was just like a hearing or whatever.
Oh, right.
Stuff like that, like they're grifting money off usually like people that are poor, and not poor, but you know, they're not rich. They're, you know, they're living on hard times. They haven't got much else to do but just sit around on YouTube. Maybe they haven't got a job or whatever, blah blah blah. So they haven't got much money, and all these people are pouring in money to these grifters. So that, yeah. make money out of it. It's been documented. Yeah. It worked for Alex Belfield. Yes. That's one example,
Exactly.
definitely.
Alex Belfield is one. Yeah, I remember Alex Belfield. I remember when he first jumped on the YouTube scene. He blocked me on YouTube. I was spamming his chat with a load of shit, um, all the reproduction stuff, and he was reading my comments out as well at the start, and then he blocked me.
Yeah.
And he persuaded a lot of people to uh, give him money for exactly what you said, for not court cases, but just little hearings here and there, you know.
And I get it if you like, you've set up a company and you want to be like a, I don't know, a news channel and a journalist and all that, blah, blah, blah. And fair dues, and you're trying to make a bit of money out of it, then fair dues, whatever. But it's when people are just coming onto YouTube and talking about lies or whatever and then making loads of money out of it really quick. And then you don't see them again, or they'll come along a few months or years later and do the same thing again. And there's a number of things like that.
Yeah. We've got the link pinned in the chat if anyone wants to join. Anyone can join. If you don't have a camera, I'll just have to keep the banner up.
Also, I remember during the lockdown, there was a big thing about the Magna Carta. There's a lot of people going around, like, I don't know, issuing notices to the police about Magna Carta and certain, one of the charters in the Magna Carta. Can you remember that?
Say that again.
There was, during the lockdown, there was a certain time when loads of people were sharing stuff about the Magna Carta, and they indicated that they could use that against the police or to avoid lockdown restrictions. And do
That
you not
was
remember that bit?
Resistance. That was Resistance GB shouting
Yeah, yeah, he was one of them.
Magna Carta.
Yeah, save the Magna Carta, as he was getting like put in a police van.
He was a politician as well. All of
Yeah,
these
a
guys,
councillor he was, wasn't
all of these guys that come on the scenes, they all had something to do with politics.
he? Yeah.
Before coming onto the scene, you know. So then it makes you think now. It makes you think, was it all just set up? They're getting these guys to quit their jobs and be infiltrators at a protest. So they have to work out some way to get fired from their job and work for the government again in a different position. As a streamer at a protest or an influencer at these lockdown protests.
So was Louise, a Labour one, apparently. Wasn't what's her name? Fiona Hine as well, or was that not? She had something to do with politics, didn't she?
Yeah, I was watching. I was doing a bit of research earlier, watching some videos about these people, and like digging deep a little bit. And Fiona Hines was in a picture with there was one guy, protester, uh, Sexton, I think.
Mark Sexton, yeah.
Yeah, and Kate Shimarani, and she was in it, and she had the Illuminati finger pose on the guy's chest. And I tried her pose with the hand gesture, and it was really hard for me to get my hand on his chest, do the pose that she was doing with the hand, the Illuminati sign. I did try doing it on my mate's chest,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do it. It was in a really awkward position. So I don't know how the hell she'll get her hand like that. Uh, yeah, she's maybe a lizard or something.
Maybe. I just got
Watch
a few of
the
your protest videos up. Just put it in the background if you want. Might jog your memory.
Here we go.
Oh,
When's
no.
this?
Wait, there's a better one.
Favorite color. Let me make it full screen and get their people there to get them to get people to follow them while they're walking in the middle of the road. Now look at the police there. Look, can you make it full screen? Yeah, I went to that had no streamers. It was just me. There's a few videos like that. But that video
Standard
as
X.
well is from the yeah. That's the first protest.
Really?
Yeah. That bit of clip that you see there, that was the first protest that I went to. I think the first film protest that I went to.
Oh, this one. This one was a big one, wasn't it? The one at Hyde Park. Oh,
Look at
where is
this,
it?
man. Look, there weren't any leaders then. It was just a free for all protest.
So what you're saying? It's better to not have leaders and then like set up something proper.
Well, for the lockdown, look, there's Grey Bleeder. Grey Bleeder with his carrier bag. Where's John? We need John Overkill to come on and have his say. I should have tagged John Overkill in a community post, inviting him. But yeah, look, yeah, without during the lockdown, maybe one leader would have been it, you know. After so many protests, you know, like the Tottenham riots
Yeah.
and all of those riots. Why couldn't that happen for the lockdown?
Yeah, so then there's no leader. It's just like everyone agrees on like something that they want to achieve, innit?
Yeah, that could have happened, but it didn't because the fighting with the organizations that led in the aftermath of the protest, you know, and that's why now we're saying nothing's happening and nothing's going to happen, and your theory might be right, Age. There's going to be no more protesters
Well, for COVID.
for COVID, yeah.
Unless there's like, I don't know, some massive thing that happens in people start getting arrested, like, I don't know, Pfizer officials and Bill.
Oh yeah. We're gonna lose. The public is gonna lose, guys. You just have to. You have to do what's his name? Schwab, Klaus Schwab. You're gonna have to do what he says. Um, who else is there? Um,
But Klaus Schwab's been working on that for like 50, 60 years. And I'd say for probably 30 years, no one had heard of him. It was like,
I think the world, the controllers of the world have given him a time frame, and I think now is the time um, that his plans are gonna initiate, and it's gonna affect us all. You know, like you said, cashless systems, a cashless society, facial recognition, um,
an internet that
different cities,
is censored.
the ULEZ,
Amy.
um, no
Just
more,
Stop Oil, all that sort of thing.
no more cars. It will be all driverless cars. He said that in a Schwab. He said that in
Oh,
a
Klaus Schwab.
yeah. He said that in a conference in Dubai, in
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, a few weeks ago, saying that by 2032 or something like that, or 2034, that there will be no more cars driving on the road. If you want to drive a car, you go and drive a car in a field somewhere in private land. It will be all driverless cars on the road.
And also, he was saying, like, what happens if the internet is destroyed? And then, you know, he's saying that they're going to where you need your ID to get onto the internet. And everything will be done by, like, your personal ID, your banking, your like, buying things, going on the internet, watching things. It'll all be done through your ID, sort of thing.
Hey, are you losing your mind? Have you lost it?
Why?
Because that's already happening. If
Oh,
anyone's
yeah,
got
it's already happened.
if anyone's got a contract phone, yeah, if anyone's got a contract phone, you're a hypocrite if you got a contract phone, you know, and you're saying freedom, freedom, you know. That's how they're controlling you with the contract phone. They got your name, they got your address, they got your card details. They take money out of your account whenever they want, and then to put it back in, it takes um, longer than what it takes to come out of your account. You know? uh, they got you under the, you know. You can't be stopped. They can't be stopped. Unfortunately, it's always going to end in sadness age when it comes to speaking about the mass. You know. JD says she doesn't have a mobile phone.
I managed to avoid one for years, like, but then eventually it just got to a point where I don't know. Yeah.
JD, I am. me and my dad was saying that to cut costs, we shouldn't have a house line no more. So that's the plan, just internet, no more house line. Everyone's using their own phone.
I haven't got a phone line anymore. Just like broadband or whatever it is.
Oh, is it?
Truly.
Wow.
So they don't even use phone line anymore. Because that's all old technology, isn't it? They are removing all the copper lines for phones now. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
They're what? They are removing all copper lines for
For
phone line.
phones now.
Oh,
Be all like optical wireless and stuff.
yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of wire there that they can recycle and use again, you know.
Landlines will be phased out. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't already, but I suppose there's still like old people will use it. That don't have people that don't have mobile phones as well. Yeah. My aunt, she lived in a village near Gatwick, and they think it was pikeys that stripped like this whole road of the copper wires.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No.
just in the middle of the night.
It looks like no one's gonna jump on.
I did ask, what's it called, Mark Steele to come on, but he wouldn't.
Mark Still.
Yeah,
Mark Still, if you're watching, jump
come
your ass
on,
on the
defend your
channel.
cause.
You can spread your message here on the channel. And if I don't like it, then you're gonna have me knocking on your door.
There's a good solution. If people want freedom, they need to stop paying for government and stop asking for permission.
You need to start growing your own food. That's that's the
That's one
first
good
and
thing, yeah.
foremost thing people need to do. That's the first thing people need to do. Grow your own food.
Do as much as you can so you don't have to like buy things, I suppose, and be a
You know,
part of their system if you don't want to be a part of it.
exactly. You know,
Yeah. Oh,
change your diet now. You know, while you got the chance, you can change your diet now. If one person can change their diet, you can change their diet. We're all the same species, we're humans. So if one human can do something, another can do the same. Unless obviously you're disabled or you've got a disability, you know.
I think there'll be some big protests over the weekend then, do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm going to be live in London on Sunday for Speaker's Corner around 3 o'clock. I'll be live streaming in Speaker's Corner on Sunday.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
so if
good.
anyone wants to join, hopefully it's not boring, and I might title it "The Jungle Live in London."
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few heated debates going on.
Yeah. Hopefully we get a glimpse of Danny Shine as well. He can lay the line on the new happenings of the war of, around the world. The his his
He'll tell you
focus.
to not have babies.
Huh?
He'll tell you to not have babies.
Yeah. So hopefully we get a glimpse of Danny. He makes us laugh, on the channel and the viewers. So yeah, and we go around Speaker's Corner and we get different voices heard on the channel. Maybe ask them some questions. I'll also, you mentioned earlier in the stream that there could be undercover agent provocateurs in the crowd in Speaker's Corner. So I'll look out
Not
for
even
the.
provocateurs. Depends what sort of situation or day it is, but mostly you get like Met officers just standing there and keeping an eye on the peace, and in case anything kicks off, do you know what I mean? It's well known that there's people that, go to these events in plain clothes. It's how the terrorist police work as well. It's how they find certain terrorists is by mingling in with the crowd. In a way, I'd say I feel a lot safer with like that. If knowing that there's people there, like, I don't know, who could just jump out and stop like mass murdering going on or something, you know what I mean? At an event. Who knows though?
Yeah, man.
I doubt there's not in a place like London.
Yeah.
And Speaker's Corner. Like I said earlier, they've even found like this guy was planning to like set off bombs around London, and they got him at Speaker's Corner, didn't they? And they were listening in, they were watching him and following him around for a few months. So it's a well-known place for plenty of provocative people at Speaker's Corner, and it's all just for the cameras. Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. Hello, Mohammed Sharif.
The police know all the regulars and keep the park safe. Yeah. But then you get like, I don't know, online beef and someone comes down and wants to stab someone or something like that. Maybe. So the
I
police have
will
got to be
drag
there.
you to hell. That's what they go there for, innit? I'm gonna
Yeah.
take you to hell or something. But yeah, man. So
Yeah,
go
it'd be good. I'll watch it definitely if I'm back
go
in time from work.
investigate. Yeah, go investigate Speaker's Corner on Sunday.
You're gonna go like once every few weeks, like once a month or so.
Yeah, man. I'm off now. My 4-on-4 cycle is I'm off Sundays now for the next 3 weeks.
Oh, nice.
So I couldn't attend Sundays Speakers Corner. One Sunday I'm not available for one Sunday, but every other Sunday I'm available. So I'll probably be at Speakers Corner like for the next 2-3 times in the next 3 weeks. But this week I'll be live in Speakers Corner around 3 o'clock on Sunday.
Nice. Sounds good.
So we can all pinpoint the if you tell me, guys, in the chat, that guy looks like an agent provocateur, an actor.
Actor.
Go to him and question him and ask him, is he an actor? Is he an agent provocateur? Tell me to ask him, and I'll ask him or her. I'll ask her. Or if they're gender neutral, then I'll ask the Earthling. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about it, isn't it? We could go on all night.
All right then. Yeah, I think we covered all of it. Secret government agencies, what they do, censorship.
Grifters, controlled opposition.
Yeah. The London protests, 2020 to 2022. Now they're all dying down. That was 2022. We're coming up to 2024 now. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably attend. I'm gonna let everyone know now. I'm going to attend a next few more protests of the Freedom Lot. We lost one guy now, Tyrant Finder. We lost one streamer, so I'm taking his place. So I'll still be at the protests, keeping the numbers in sight, and you guys in the chat can see how many numbers there are. And imagine the next protest I go to, one of them has listened to my ideas about how to organize a protest, and will take my ideas away. And at the next protest, when there's 30,000 people there, or 300,000 people there, or 3 million people there, they can use my ideas, you know? And then I'll be like, fuck the camera, I'm joining this protest. Look what
I
Mohammed,
am the protest.
look at what Mohammed says. Hey, local, I made a David Attenborough parody last December. It explains the truther movement and what goes on, and explains it all well.
Nice. I have to have a look out for that. Have a look for that.
Let me make you a mod. And you can post the link in the chat for your videos.
Evolution of a Truther parody. That one, is it? I can
Yeah,
just
play
post
it if it's that one.
Oh, you might have to play it because of the sound, isn't it?
Oh shit! Mohammed, AgeCase's sound doesn't work.
There's the link for it. You might have to play it. But yeah, that's it. There you go.
Can you post a link to the Fiona hand sign vid, please? Age, I can't. I'm using another device, but it's locked me out of Discord, and I don't know the password. Uh, and it's gonna take long to do it now. Maybe you can post the thing, the video that I posted in the Discord, where I say go to timestamp 41 seconds.
Yeah, I think she really tried to be that leader, didn't she? That kind of seemed like her aim, or maybe she even thought she was at some point. Or was she part of the intelligence movement? Like, I don't know. It's hard to.
Sean E, what is going on tomorrow? Do you know what's going on tomorrow, H?
Maybe the protest tomorrow. I don't know, or Saturday. She's running a shit show tomorrow. Not sure. Oh yeah, it's the Andrew Bridgen talk. Yeah, share this quick. I think. This is tomorrow. So that will be, I don't know. There'll be a few people around Parliament, suppose, tomorrow. She'll be one of them. Yeah.
Andrew Bridges.
Mass arrests and military trials. I don't know.
Now they reckon, Sean E, the chamber is going to be full of 600 plus MPs.
I reckon there'll be about 20 MPs there at most. It won't be full.
The word is over 700 or 600 or something like that.
What? People will be there.
Yeah, in the chamber.
Oh. No. I doubt it very much. Maybe, though. I think at the moment, Israel and Palestine has taken precedence, isn't it, over everything else. They're trying to run through the third reading of stopping like government organizations and council buildings from boycotting Israeli products. They've been trying to put that through for years, but it's now getting the third reading this week. It's been rushed through. There'll be other things that are... I think the UK government are just trying to get everyone to forget COVID now, I know, it seems. But at the same time, you still got to pay £103 to go and get a vax this winter.
Oh, really? You have to
I think
pay
they're saying
£100
under
to get a
65s,
vaccine?
yeah. I think so. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's what Rishi Sunak was saying, and he's got a lot of shares in it as well, in the Pfizer.
It costs £100 to get this vaccination, guys.
I
You
think
should have all got it when they were handing it out for free. You guys, man, you guys have lost the plot. Now you have to pay £100 to get these vaccinations, guys. You should have took them when they were free. They were offering you guys, they were offering you guys, what do you call it? Cab fare to go to your closest vaccination center, get your vaccines, and then
whether that happens or not, I don't know.
and then pay for a trip, back home with a box of multi donuts from Greg's, freshly cooked in your hands, going home. Why would you make a liar a mod? Now I'm making him mod for today, so he can post his videos in the chat, because AgeCase sound doesn't work to show a video.
Yeah. It's been a ride. I think it was Bill Hicks. It's just a ride.
Yeah. All right then, Age. Should we end it there?
Yeah, man, if you want. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a long 2.5 years, I suppose.
Yeah, 2.5 years, yeah.
Just whittled out.
Soon it's going to be 10 years, and they'll still be wondering what actually happened. What actually happened during those times? We went out protesting. We did all of that. We wasted all our times. For what? It's been 10 years now. I'm still scratching my head. And I've got a chip in my head. I've got a chip in my hand. You know, I've got a chip in my foot. I've got a chip in my leg. I've been cloned, you know, all of that stuff. That's going to happen, and we're still going to be scratching our heads. What happened all those years ago? But yeah.
Yeah,
Then,
the movement was quelled, didn't it? It
yeah.
was, yeah. It was divided and cut up. and spat out. But imagine if 1 million people turned up tomorrow. That'd be it. It'd be funny. It won't happen, but
I should have said this at the start of the stream, but I didn't. I'll say it now. Rest in peace, Truth Movement, because after tonight, there won't be any more Truth Movement. And I don't think there is no more Truth Movement after tonight's discussion.
that's it.
No.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, everyone. Have a good evening. Age, it's been a blessing.
It's been a blessing.
A big up to all the legends in the chat.
All the legends in the chat.
So next week, Age, what are we going to talk about?
I don't know, man. Let me know and we'll figure something out, maybe.
Should we talk about gematria?
You can do, yeah. I don't really know anything about it much.
Like the history of it, where did it originate from? You know, what do these symbols mean? All of that sort of stuff.
You'd have to get people to come on as well that know what they're talking about.
Yeah. I think Miss D, JD would like to come on and talk about the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not really something you can just quickly look at and research. It's like it's quite a hard subject to get your head around, I think. To learn it. Yeah, 33.
All right then, guys and girls.
It's been good, y'all.
Gematria will be the subject next week.
Aye, aye.
All right then. Thank you to
Peace.
everybody for joining. Any last words, Age?
No. Maybe I don't know. Get down to your local council and tell them about the 5G. That's my final words.
Really? Tell them about the 5G?
I'm joking.
No. You conspiracy theorist. You tinfoil hat wearing son of a gun. Right then, everyone. Thanks for joining.
It's been good,
and
y'all.
taking part in the discussion. Catch you all on Sunday at 3 p.m. at Speaker's Corner.
Yeah,
And then
man.
next week, we'll be talking about the numbers 333, 666, and 999. Catch you on Sunday.
Peace.